radical Muslim terror, a 9/11 connection, child abductions, and potential mass shootings thwarted. Now, I don't know if you've been following this story out of New Mexico, but this is mind-blowing, one of the worst I've seen. A Muslim radical connected to 9/11, a guy named Siraj ibn Wahhaj. Now, his father was an unindicted co-conspirator in the 9/11 attacks, was running a compound in New Mexico. He was a child abductor who abducted many children. They found 11 at the compound, and he was training these children to be radical Muslim terrorist mass shooters. The kids were between the ages of 1 and 15, and they were taken to this compound by other adults. 4 other adults were arrested at this. It was a disgusting, filthy, squalid compound in New Mexico. Surprisingly, the Washington Post did a good job on this story. They were brought there, kids 1 to 15, to carry out mass shootings. Now, the others, I'm going to read this from the Washington Post story. The others, 4 adults, each charged with 11 counts of felony child abuse, speculation that the kids were abused, potentially sexually, are all being held without bail. They are Lucas Allen Morton, 40 years old. He was in joint control of the property. Siraj Wahhaj, Huraj J. Wahhaj, Siraj Wahhaj's sister, Subhana A. Wahhaj, another sister, and Jani N. Leville. Now, the sisters were 37 and 35. This Jani N. Leville is also 35. They are 3 women who were believed to be mothers of some of these children. This is a story beyond stories. This is just beyond bizarre. I don't even know what to say to this. So a guy who lives near the compound, Tyler Anderson, told the Associated Press, I'll read it to you, that the group had arrived at the end of last year. He said he had helped them install solar panels, but fell out of touch with them. He said, hey, we just figured they were doing what they were doing, getting a piece of land and going off the grid. People do that in rural New Mexico. This is just, now this all started because the lead savage radical Muslim terrorist, Siraj ibn Wahhaj, whose father was an unindicted co-conspirator in the 9/11 attacks, well, there was a report that he had abducted his 3-year-old. That's how this investigation began. Let me read it to you. Law enforcement officials in Taos County said they received information about a child who had been abducted by their father in May. And that compound in Amalia, New Mexico, had not gone unnoticed by local law enforcement. But at the time, the FBI did not feel there was probable cause to search the property. Eventually, Sheriff's Office received a credible tip from a detective in Georgia that was believed to have originated from someone at the compound that said, we are starving and need food and water. The Sheriff's Office then began working on a search warrant. They got the warrant and a SWAT team. They hit the compound, and they found 11 children ages 1 to 15 being trained to carry out mass shootings here in the United States in the name of Islam. This is happening more than people realize. You know, over the year or so that I've had the Rebel Show here, I brought you story upon story upon story of radicalization in prisons, of radical terror cells operating in the United States. We know that ISIS had training camps 10, 15 miles, 13 miles, I believe it was, south of our border in Mexico. This is a very serious problem. People need to wake up and stop political correctness. I always tell you, stop putting political correctness before public safety. And this is also where we need to profile and monitor. It is good policing. It is good intelligence work. It is not racist or xenophobic. It is not. Because we're going to see more of this. This story, I'm going to stay on this story. I'm going to be bringing it to you as it develops. 11 children rescued. They were being trained to be radical Muslim mass shooters, not in Syria, not in Iraq, not in Pakistan, in New Mexico, right here in the United States. I'm going to stay on the story, be bringing you more as it develops. So keep on tuning in every day. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.